Welcome to the Farming Without the Bank podcast, the show with a no BS approach to money, hosted by a farm strategy expert and authorized IBC practitioner. Join us as we get real and expose the flaws of traditional financial institutions in order to help farmers take control of their finances, create peace of mind, grow their wealth, and leave a legacy. Now, here's your host, Mary Jo Irmen.
Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you very much for being here. Hey, you guys, today we are going to talk about the 3 stages really of getting started, or maybe the 3 personalities of those people that tend to get started with the infinite banking concept. So I'm going to have this on both Farming Without the Bank and Without the Bank. So if you've heard it on one, you don't have to go to the other. Let me save you some time. I do want you guys to know, though, May 6th, I will be in Arkansas at the Ozark Beef Initiative. Okay. You can go to beefinitiative.com. You can go to their upcoming events and you can get tickets there. That is May 6th of 2023. I will be down there speaking. I am excited. It is going to be a long road trip as I drive down there because it can be faster to drive it, or just as fast to drive it as it is to fly it. And I don't trust the plane's going to get me there on time. So I'm going to take a little road trip, see the country, see people farming. Usually when I go, it's in the winter. So I'm excited to actually go in the spring, go somewhere in the spring. All right, you guys, let's talk about the 3 types of people. The first person is the researcher, okay? Is this you? I am going to research stuff to death, right? I personally, yes, I am a researcher, but I do not research stuff to death. I will research it enough to have enough information, and then I would be the person that says, okay, schedule me in. I want more information, but I want it from the source, and I don't want to keep researching on my own. Now, there are people that are going to research it, and there are people that have gotten the book and they've researched for maybe 5 years before they actually took the step to make their appointment. Now, I had somebody tell me the other day that they've researched, they've read everything they can read, and they're like, yeah, pretty soon it's just repetitive. And so I just have to decide who I want to work with. And even research that. If you don't like me, there are people that don't like me. I am totally okay with that if you don't like me, because guess what? There are people I don't like either. And so if you don't want to work with me, there might be somebody else that you want to work with. Now, I had somebody reach out to me just recently as well that said, I want to work with you, even though they know other agents in this space. And of course, I do not ever want to take business from my colleagues that I know and trust. And so before I even start a meeting, I'm like, why are you working with me instead of this other person? And sometimes it's just a personality match. Sometimes it's just how people explain things, right? Research the people as well as the concept. But are you the researcher? Okay, that is good because you have the information. But it can also be very bad because you are paralyzed. I said to somebody the other day, it is paralysis by analysis, and they had never heard that before. So are you researching to the point where it's paralyzing you to even get started? Now, I am not going to sit here and tell you, oh my God, if you don't ever get started, this is awful. Every day counts. No, let's not be that dramatic, okay? Every day does matter, but it's not going to be life or death. What happens is when we're researching for years, and now we're in a situation like we are right now with interest rate, I heard today, at 9 3/4 on operating notes. So we have interest rates so high that we may have researched for 2-3 years when we could have been building that banking system and we could have been borrowing against that at anywhere between 4 to 5.5%, 5.28%, whatever my companies are at right now. And so we have to at some point make a move. I've also learned that people that research and analyze to death, they will typically wear down the spouse or wear down whoever it is, their, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever relationship you have there, where somebody was once excited about something, but now they're not because they're frankly just sick and tired of you researching and changing your plans. Here's my thing with researchers, because I like to research, but I like to get the answer from the horse's mouth. And so at some point, I really am like, okay, I'm done. I want the answers as I ask them. I want my questions answered. And so I will eventually stop and just go directly to the source because I'm tired of researching. Okay. So don't let yourself get to that point. The second person is the person that wants to know everything before they start. How are all the steps aligned? What am I going to have to do? How is the policy structured? Should it be a 90-10, a 75-25, a 60-40? How much money do I need to put in? Where am I going to find the money? All of those things you want answers to, but you haven't even made an appointment yet, right? Well, how are you supposed to know those answers when you don't know how to find those answers? That's the whole point of having an appointment with a certified practitioner. I don't care, again, if it's me or somebody else. You need to have that appointment. That is what we do. We help you figure out how to get started. We help you strategize over those things. Somebody just asked me today, are you the life insurance agent? What do you do? Because I was asking her all these financial questions, but I wasn't getting to the life insurance stuff fast enough for her. And yes, but I have to know all of this stuff in order to get to the life insurance. How do we help you use the policy and the concept if we don't know what's going on? And so you can be one of those people and you can look and look and look and research to try to figure out all the steps, to try to figure out, oh, what is the company, right? What is the best company? What are their ratings? How do I go about finding somebody there? How does the loan work? How do I pay back the loan? How does this apply directly to my financial situation? Some people want all the steps to the point where they want it in an Excel spreadsheet. Well, I ain't your girl for that. Okay. I am not putting anything in an Excel spreadsheet for you. One, this is you become the banker. And two, life happens. I used to put stuff in spreadsheets, and guess what? Life happened, and then people got mad because it didn't happen exactly like how I was going to say it happened. Well, I didn't know that your pickup was going to break down and you were going to need a new one, right? I didn't know that we were going to have to buy land. I didn't know we were adding another child to the mix. That was a surprise to all of us. And so there are things that happen that are going to throw that off. And when you are so set, how do you pivot from that? That's just not, again, how I work. As long as things get done, I frankly don't care in what order they get done. I am a bit of a squirrel. I'm here, here, and here, but it all comes together in my brain, right? And so if you are somebody that needs everything outlined, I can do that. I'm not going to put it in a spreadsheet. I can outline it and explain all those things for you, but you may not find it until you talk to somebody. The third person is the quick start. That's what I'm going to call them. They are the person that reads the book and they're like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely amazing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to call Mary Jo. I'm going to set up an appointment. I'm going to put in all this money because this is the most amazing thing ever. But that person can also be detrimental to themselves because they want to jump in before they really even did any research. They're not listening to me when I'm telling them how the policy works. They're not listening to me when I tell them how loans work. They're like, oh yeah, I can do this. I know I can do this. No big deal. Let's stick, Mary Jo. Let's stick $200,000-$300,000 a year in there. Whoa, hold the horse. What? Like that might be all your income. You read that in Nelson's book. You took that literal. that we need to start with all of our income. And then I'm going to pull you back because what? We can't start with every dollar that goes through your account. And so, as much as I love that, and that's exciting that people get it and they want to start and they believe in it, we also need you to slow down just a tish so that you can understand how the loans work, why you have to pay it back. Let's say you take a loan for business expenses or operating or whatever. You can't just borrow that money and think you just pay that money back because you owe that money back plus next year's premium. So we have to be very strategic about it. Okay. You have to understand how the whole system works. And typically, these quick start people, typically things are successful for them because they just figure things out as they go. And I very much am a quick start person. I'm going to do a little bit of research. I'm going to make up my mind. I'm going to do it and I'm going to figure it out as it goes. However, I've learned at my age that maybe I should slow down just a hair and have a few other things in place. And so a lot of times I'm going to slow those people down, especially if I know that they're not understanding it. They're not paying attention. They're coming back and asking me questions that we already went over in the meeting. Whoa, slow it down. Okay. So those are the three people that come and see me. Those are the three personalities. But then there's the one, this isn't part of the three, because this is the person that never comes to see me, right? They're not still in research mode. They're just in this is too good to be true mode. She's just trying to sell me some life insurance mode. Like I probably didn't even buy the book mode because why would I? That's too good to be true. That person. So there's that person that's never even going to come. There's that person that you're going to talk to that you're going to be doing all this research for, and they're never going to pay attention to you. You're going to have talked to me and then you're going to take it back to them and they're never going to pay attention. They're never going to take that step forward because it's frankly just too scary and they don't want to make a change because the change is scarier than where they are at. So remember that. I just got done with a meeting with a wonderful lady who got the book 2 years ago. She was ready to move forward 2 years ago. She shared it with her family. Her family said that that's a terrible idea. She just read the book again and said, yep, this is still a good idea. I'm going to make an appointment with Mary Jo. And then guess what? One of her kids listened to the book and he's like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. And so keep that in mind. I see that all the time. It happens with me as the agent. People say, well, that's a stupid idea until they read the book and go, oh, well, that made me think. You can talk to somebody, you can do the research for them, you can tell them how it works until you are blue in the face. Speaking it is almost like you're selling them on an idea. If you just throw the book in front of them and say, don't talk to me until you read it, you can't even have an opinion until then it is going to be better for you and for everybody around you because you are literally trying to explain something to somebody who does not even want to listen and they can't get their head around it. That is why we have the book. So, where are you? And who are you? It's a great question to ask. It's just a fun little, for me, it's just kind of fun to see where these people come in at. And typically my engineers are going to be researchers. I'm going to have to send them back with information. They're going to want the recording of the meeting, like all that stuff. They're going to analyze it to death. But when they make the decision, they know the decision is right. Everybody takes a little bit different time. It's really fun when I have clients come to me. I'm like, how'd you get the book? Oh yeah, a friend bought it and he gave it to me to read. And so I scheduled the appointment, but the friend that bought the book actually never scheduled the appointment. It's absolutely amazing to me how many times that happens because they don't schedule appointments. They saw it, they liked it, but now they have to have somebody else be the guinea pig before they are because they're not the quick start, right? They're the researcher. I'm going to analyze it to death. I'm going to let you try it for about 2 to 10 years before I decide I should do it, and then I'll jump in. So, who are you? Email me. Let me know. MaryJo@withoutthebank.com. If you have questions, comments, podcast topics, let me know. I would love to have some help on topics. Otherwise, if you've not gotten the book, grab the book, schedule your appointment, and I look forward to talking to you. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to the Farming Without the Bank podcast. We hope today's episode has inspired you to take control of your finances in new ways. Don't forget to check out our website, farmingwithoutthebank.com, and engage with us on our Facebook page, Farming Without the Bank. Join us next week as we smash more financial myths and empower you to accomplish your financial goals.